My best is the Tennessee Volunteers beating Alabama. And if you missed this game, let me just set this up here because Alabama was up 76-72, all right, 4 points with 36 seconds remaining. They give up a bucket, have the and one foul on that. They foul again after the missed free throw. Next thing you know, it's 76-76. But hey, Alabama still has the basketball with a chance to inbound with 3.8 seconds remaining. Chance to maybe, hey, get the basketball to Mark Sears, who's averaging over 20 points against, ranked opponents, setting up historic numbers. Maybe you can inbound the ball to him and hit a game-winning shot. No, we get a 5-second violation on Alabama. So Tennessee gets a chance now with 3.8 seconds remaining. Game tied. Are we going to overtime or can Tennessee hit a game winner? This is what happened. Play this, please.
Well, they turned down Gainey. Now
Not pressing the point. Nope. Just let him run.
Come on, Cliff.
Meshack, 3. Ball game. Truly incredible. Oh, no. Even though I had Alabama as one of my dog bets, which on the road I
had Bama plus 3.5.
I did too. But
did you?
Did you see this reaction of Auburn on the bus?
Auburn.
Let's play this Auburn because before you play it, if Tennessee beat Alabama, Auburn would win the SEC regular season outright and not share it. This is them watching in real time on the bus back after putting straight belt to ass to Kentucky. Bro, if you've ever been on a bus, like, in a big moment or after a big win. They cut it right before he said we ain't cheering.
That was wild.
I know this sucks if you're an Alabama fan watching this, but I mean, this might help at the end of the day.
Look, again, the same thing I just said. Like, for Alabama now, it's about March. Like, if Alabama goes and makes a run to the Final Four, nobody's going to be pissed about what happened at Tennessee on the road during the regular season. If Auburn goes and loses in the second round to somebody, yeah, people will be excited about the SEC regular season title. That doesn't mean it doesn't carry weight. But the expectation is what you do in the NCAA tournament, and that's an honor to have. That's a badge of honor. But a couple things, David, in that game, because I want to tell you where I was watching this, because I think you and the audience get a kick out of this. First off, no and ones if you're Alabama on defense, right? When you're up 6 points, you give up an and one attempt. Chaz Lanier makes the shot, goes and misses the free throw, and you don't box out. Not only do you not box out, you foul the guy that boxed you out, then they're able to tie the game. You said it. How does Mark Sears not touch the ball in that penultimate possession? And then you don't guard the inbounder?
Like,
I don't understand. Or
shot.
You don't call a timeout when you got 2 of them in your pocket instead of getting a 5 seconds call? And Nate Oates came out, and I'm going to give him credit, said, look, it's on me. But I'm literally in Tuscaloosa this weekend. We're having to clear out my mother-in-law who's passed away, her house. And I've got to watch the games. So I've got my newborn daughter at walk-ons in Tuscaloosa watching the game. So I'm watching her watching the game. Some people came up to me. They know the show. They know where I'm from. They know I'm from Auburn. The minute that shot went in, there was like a gasp in the walk-ons Tuscaloosa crowd. And just by nature, I said, oh, no. And everybody was quiet, and they all turned around and looked at me. Bro, I have never ran basically holding a baby in the carrier. We got out of there so quick because it was that like devastating of a loss. But what a game. Alabama dominated the game for most of it.
Well, and they played pretty good defense down the stretch. That's the thing that's been hurting them so much. I mean, they got several key turnovers when they needed in like the last 5 to 8 minutes of this game, but then the last 30 seconds. I mean, just some like unacceptable mistakes as far as I'm concerned.
But look, you make a run the tournament, nobody cares. If you want to upgrade your business and you want to keep the main thing, you need the business that helps empower the business. That's why, we have companies like Gymshark and Cotopaxi that use Shopify. It's a global commerce platform. And I mean, nobody does selling better than they do. They've got the #1 checkout system on the planet. And it's really not a secret what they do. It's called Shop Pay. And it boosts conversions by up to 50%. That means way fewer abandoned carts and way more of this. Hit the button, David.
Hold on 1 second. I'm on it.
You got this. Yeah, that's right. Making money. So upgrade your business and get the same checkout that fantastic companies all over the country use with Shopify. You can sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/CRAIN. That's my last name. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/CRAIN to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/CRAIN. David, just hit it one more time for me. I just love hearing this. That's right. With Shopify, you can hear that, and it could be your life. Welcome to luxury.
All right, my best. I don't know if y'all saw this, but St. John's finally, since 1985, clinched their first Big East title. Rick Pitino in the boys. It's just good to see that after all he's been through, especially with the speech he came out with that you saw this year. It's just finally they get out. 28-4, absolutely dominating. Actually clinched the victory with Seton Hall. It's just good to see St. John's finally back on top. I'm used to seeing them being good at basketball.
You trust them in the tournament?
A lot of people trust them about as much as I trust everybody else.
Well, I just
what's
offensively,
trust?
man. I like Kadarius Richmond. He's a good player. He can kind of come and go, though. A lot of people are really hot on St. John's making like a deep run. They remind me a little bit of Tennessee, but I don't think they score the ball as well. But I mean, look, the Big East trying to make a resurgence. Georgetown still haven't figured it out. How about Seton Hall with the coach from St. Peter's? They're gonna fire him like this. You go on that magical run with St. Peter's. You go to Seton Hall. Everybody's like, here we go. Gene Holloway, he's going to get it back right, and just absolute disaster. But speaking of disasters, Arkansas goes to South Carolina this weekend, and you need it. You have fought your way from people making fun of Calipari to being in the tournament. All you got to do is hold serve. But you go to South Carolina, and you score 14 points in the first half. Brother, I watched this game. I was watching multiple games. Arkansas couldn't make anything, dude. And South Carolina, you give them credit for defense. Like Colin Murray Boyles absolutely went off. There's a reason he might be a lottery pick. But if you're Arkansas, you cannot go to the last place team in the SEC and lose like that, especially. They dropped 9 points in KenPom with that. You scored 14 points? Like, that's like a rec league
What
game,
was the
man.
final?
It ended up being like 73-52. Arkansas scored like 20 points in the last 2.5 minutes and still only shot 29%. That was one of the worst shooting performances. Open shots, couldn't make them. Contested shots, couldn't make them. Shots at the rim, couldn't make them. If they didn't make a couple free throws at the end of the first half, they were going to score 9 points, dog. Like, man, y'all in Texas have just absolutely forgotten. But there's still time. There's still time for them to resurrect it. That's my worst.
Well, another one of my dog picks was Texas Tech this weekend over Kansas, and that hit, so I was feeling good about it. But then this story emerged where Kansas guard Zeke Mayo was the subject of threatening and racist messages after the game on social media. And I just want to read this here. This prompted Coach Bill Self to issue a late-night statement requesting any criticism about the team to be directed at him instead. And Mayo posted a sample of the messages on social media and screenshots in which fans called him racial slurs and made veiled threats against him, trying to incite self-harm among some other things. I saw this and I thought his response was pretty good when he came out and was, accepting blame for his performance on the field. But like, this stuff right here has no place in sports to me. And I just try to put myself in the mindset of someone who, even if, like, no matter how bad you want your team to win, and I've been there in some situations.
Or how drunk you are.
Or something, to like go and message someone something like this after. I can't even put myself in that mindset.
These people need to be doxxed.
Well,
They need to be brought out into public and publicly shamed.
I just, to your point, David, like, we're to the point now in college athletics where guys are getting paid. I have no problem. And I'm not talking about messaging them directly. Like, what? All of a sudden you're going to fix it? Like, by messaging him, you're going to make Zeke Mayo play better? But even we critique players on social media sometimes because, yes, you're getting paid. Yes, it is a high level, but there's levels to it. Like, what inside of you, as to your point, as angry as you could possibly get, you're like, you know what? I'm going to try and say the worst thing I possibly can to this person. Like, and message them directly. It's one thing to say Zeke Mayo has not lived up to the hype at Kansas. Put that on social media. Look, it's part of it, right? You want it in the business? That's part of the business. But that, I couldn't put myself in, and I've had my guts ripped out by Auburn. Guts ripped out. Virginia, the whole Virginia game. What seems like every Alabama-Auburn game, most of them for the last 15 years or whatever. But never once have I been like, you know what? I'm going to message this guy some racist stuff. It's psycho to me.
And to me, you can't hide behind the excuse of alcohol.
No, hell no.
I've been fairly intoxicated at some points in my life, too. I never thought to pull my phone out and be like, let me message this guy.
Hey, it's a time for racism.
End his life because of some performance on the basketball court. It's unacceptable.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Appreciate you guys stopping by. Make sure you check out our Locker Room Talk show on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. And obviously, subscribe.